Hi, my friends. Today I want to present you a new story. Enjoy watching it.
The cool November air nipped at my skin as I stepped out of my car. Thanksgiving was always my favorite holiday, a time for family and feeling like I belonged. I had planned everything meticulously, hoping for a fresh start this year. The walk to the front door felt longer than usual, my nerves building. I hadn't seen my parents in months, not since the last blow-up when I was forced to step in financially again. I rang the doorbell, heart pounding. The door swung open, revealing my mother, Marlene. Her face, usually warm, was tight with something I couldn't place. Her eyes seemed cold, distant. "Sally," she said, voice clipped. "You're not welcome here." I froze. "What? Mom, it's Thanksgiving." "No," she interrupted, crossing her arms. "I've had enough. You've been selfish, Sally. You've taken advantage of us for far too long." Her words hit like a slap, leaving me speechless. I couldn't understand how the woman who had once called me her whole world could now call me selfish. I opened my mouth to plead, but she stepped back, sealing the door between us. Behind her, I saw my father and sister, Emma, watching. Emma's expression was one of smug satisfaction. "Mom, please. What's going on?" I whispered, my voice cracking. "I thought we were past this." Marlene glanced at Emma. "You've been taking care of everything for years, and we've let you. But no more. You've taken us for granted." I turned to my father, desperate for support, but he avoided my gaze, shoulders slumped in resignation. The weight of their rejection hit me all at once. My entire life, I had been the one to carry the burden, financial support, emotional labor, constant sacrifice. And this is how they repaid me. I felt a calmness wash over me despite the hurt. "Fine," I said, anger replacing the sting. "If you don't want me here, I'll make sure you don't need me anymore." I turned and left. Outside, the bitter wind cut through me, but it was nothing compared to the chill in my heart. I dialed the utility company's number, my fingers trembling with determination. "I'd like to cancel the electricity and internet at 1223 Oak Street," I said flatly. By the time I hung up, I felt a sick satisfaction. I watched from the front yard as their lights flickered and went dark. Their world was unraveling. As I drove away, I fought back tears. This Thanksgiving had become my reckoning, but I wasn't looking back. Not anymore. The sharp ring of the phone shattered the silence as I sat in my car, the engine idling in the empty parking lot. My hands gripped the steering wheel tightly, the lingering anger from the morning still burning in my chest. When I saw my father's name flash on the screen, my stomach sank. I hadn't expected him to call, not after the scene at the door. "Dad?" My voice trembled despite my best efforts to sound composed. "Sally, we need to talk." My father's voice came through, strained and hesitant. I didn't want it to end like that. I leaned my head back, exhaling sharply. "And like what exactly? You disowning me in front of everyone?" "Listen," he continued, his tone shifting, more urgent now. "It's not what you think. Your mother's just upset. You've been doing so much for us, too much." I bit my lip to stifle the rising anger. "And that's supposed to be a bad thing?" "Sally, I'm not saying it's wrong to help. It's just, well, we've grown too dependent on you. Your generosity, your support, it's become a crutch. Your mother feels it. I feel it." "You feel it?" I repeated, disbelief flooding my voice. "What about me? All these years I've been the one who carries everything. And now when I need even a little bit of recognition, you turn your back on me?" "I'm sorry," he said again, but his words felt hollow, distant. "But your mother's right. You've been doing it all, and it's draining. It's hurting us, Sally." I squeezed my eyes shut, the sting of his words hitting harder than any blow. I thought about everything I had done for them. The money I'd sent, the times I'd sacrificed my own life to make sure they were comfortable. "So what?" I asked, the sarcasm laced in my voice. "You're telling me I've been doing too much for you, that I'm the problem?" There was a long pause. Then he sighed. "Maybe it's time you let go. You've built your life on helping us, but it's cost you everything else." I swallowed hard, biting back tears. "I can't just stop," I whispered. "Maybe it's time to think about yourself for once," he replied softly, his words a reluctant truth. The call ended with an awkward silence, leaving me in the car, my chest tightening with every thought. My father had just asked me to walk away from the only thing that had ever made me feel needed. But I didn't know how to stop. How to stop giving, how to stop caring. The next morning, my father's words echoed in my mind, the weight of them still sinking in. As I drove aimlessly, my phone buzzed with a new alert. Bank transfer confirmation. My heart dropped. The amount was far too large to ignore. I opened the notification and froze. The money had been transferred to an account linked to my mother's name. Panic set in. I immediately called my bank. "Hello, Sally. I see you're asking about a transaction," the agent said, her voice calm. "Yes. I didn't authorize this transfer. Who did? It appears the transfer was made to an account tied to your mother's name." My stomach turned. Without another thought, I drove to my childhood home. I needed answers. Inside, the house smelled like it always had. Leather and roses. Marlene was sitting at the kitchen table, her back to me. I could already see the coldness in her posture. "Mom," I said, my voice shaking. "What did you do?" She slowly turned to face me. "I did what was necessary, Sally," she said calmly. "It's just time for you to give us money again. We can't do without your money. You got us used to it." "Did you steal from me?" I demanded. "I didn't steal," she replied coolly. "I've taken away what you've made us used to, what we're used to." The sting of betrayal hit harder than I ever expected. "I can't believe this," I whispered. I stood still, numb. "I won't let you do this anymore." Turning on my heel, I left the house. The realization hit me like a blow. My family had been using me, and now it was over. The doorbell rang just as I was finishing the last sip of my coffee. I wasn't surprised when I saw Emma standing on the doorstep. Her face was a mix of annoyance and entitlement. "You need to turn the utilities back on, Sally," she said, her voice sharp. "What's the point of all this? Are you really going to punish Mom and Dad over a few mistakes?" I crossed my arms, trying to hold back the anger that was bubbling up. "You don't get it, do you, Emma? It's not a few mistakes. It's years of manipulation, of using me like an ATM. And you think I'll just keep bailing you out?" Her expression twisted into a sneer. "Oh, please. You're being dramatic. We're family. You should help us." "No," I said, stepping aside to let her in. "I've helped enough. You and Mom have drained me dry, and I'm done." Emma scoffed, but I could see the panic starting to set in. She glanced nervously at the refrigerator. No electricity, no food. It was finally sinking in how reliant she was on me. "You've been paying for everything, Sally," she hissed. "You've made us all think we could rely on you forever. And now you're just going to leave us high and dry?" I took a deep breath, trying to stay calm. "I've been enabling you. It's over. If you want something, get a job. Take responsibility for your own life." The words hung in the air as I closed the door behind her. For the first time in years, I felt a weight lift off my chest. The confrontation had gone too far, but I was ready. Early in the morning, Emma reappeared in my apartment, her face red from a sleepless night. She was upset and her eyes full of righteous indignation. I didn't give her a chance to speak. "I know everything," I said, voice steady. "I know about the credit card, Emma. The shopping, the vacations, the constant drain. You've been using me, manipulating me for years." Her face faltered for just a moment, but she quickly regained composure. "You're making a big deal out of nothing," she snapped, her tone defensive. "It's family. You were just helping us." "No," I cut in. "You were taking advantage of me. And so was Mom and Dad. You've used my kindness as a way to keep living in your fantasy world. And I'm done." Emma tried to argue, but the words fell on deaf ears. I was beyond caring now. My heart hardened as I took a step closer to her. "You think this is all about the money, don't you? You think I owe you," I said, letting the anger slip through. "You don't get it. This is about respect. I'm done being your sacrifice. Done letting you all walk over me." Her face twisted in an ugly mixture of guilt and resentment. "You think I'm the only one to blame? Dad's the one who kept pushing me. He always did. You think I didn't want to help you?" "Our father is no better," I shot back. "He stood by while all this happened, pretending he didn't see it. The only one who's been blind is me. Blind to the fact that you've been draining me dry for years, pretending it was love." The room fell silent for a moment, but the silence wasn't comforting. It was freeing. I could feel the chains that had bound me for so long snap. Go, I said, my voice firm, final. I don't want to hear any more excuses. You and Mom can figure out how to survive without me. I'm done. Emma stood there, stunned, a mixture of shock and betrayal in her eyes. But I didn't wait for her response. I walked past her towards the door and opened it wide. I'm done, I repeated, and with that, I closed it behind her. I had spent the last few days going back and forth in my mind, questioning whether I was making the right decision. But now, as I sat with my phone in hand, staring at my mother's name on the screen, I knew there was no turning back. I pressed record and took a deep breath. Mom, I've thought about this a lot, and I need to be honest with you. I won't be paying your bills anymore. You, Dad, and Emma need to find your own sources of income. It's not my responsibility to take care of everything. I have my own life, my own expenses, and my own future to think about. From now on, I'm living for myself. I've worked hard for my money, and I have things I want to do with it. I hope you understand. I played it back once before hitting send. There, it was done. No more guilt, no more expectations weighing me down. For the first time in years, I felt lighter, free. The weight of their expectations, their demands, was gone. As I stood in the quiet of my apartment, I realized that this was the moment I'd been waiting for, my new beginning.
Friends, what do you think of this story? Write your opinion in the comments. Would you like more stories? Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button so you don't miss any videos. See you tomorrow.